No one remembers Injustice. Some time ago, I created a video. It included footage of the scene where Injustice Superman kills Shazam, and I received a comment on that video saying that was actually Shazam in human form, and that's why Injustice Superman took him out so easily. I was surprised at how much traction this comment received, so I looked into it. It turns out there's a lot of people who have genuinely convinced themselves that the Injustice World Shazam was actually a grown man, a 20-year-old muscular man who casually wore a hand-sewn version of his suit around the rest of the league. To those who believe this, I have one question. Who is this?
Shazam!
Who is this kid who runs out and yells Shazam every time you select Captain Marvel for a fight? Billy was 12 years old during the Joker incident. Every character in the game, physically and is physically alone, an exact replica of themselves.
Nice work, Hal. How did
It's
you...
not him.
What?
His DNA matches Bruce Wayne's, but his vitals are all wrong.
He would be at most 17. There is no way one Shazam is 17 and the other is 20. 17 is a teenager. 17 is a minor. 17 is a child. There's also this line from Blue Beetle in the second game.
There any line you won't cross?
I don't hurt children.
Didn't stop you with Shazam.
Why would he say that if Billy was an adult? Now, I understand. Some of us don't like seeing the Captain get taken out so easily. I'm a big Captain Marvel fan myself. But here's the thing. This is a fighting game where Harley Quinn can kill Doomsday. And secondly, this is not Billy Batson. And this is not Superman. The real Superman and Shazam are very much alive and mentally well at the end of the game. It seems people have forgotten that this game makes it very clear. This is a parallel worlds story, an Elseworld, if you will. The game certainly does. One world consisting of the Justice League that we know and love, a prime Earth, that's what I'll call it, and the other, the Injustice world, one we have never seen before. Now you might say, yes, but the only difference is that the Joker killed Lois Lane and Superman slowly lost his mind. And if you believe that, then you are wrong.
I'm Jack Ryder, and you are wrong.
When the Injustice Batman and Lex Luthor meets with the Earth Prime heroes, it's established that Injustice World's Lex Luthor was never a villain.
What is this?
How are you even alive?
He's with me.
Unlike your Luthor, I've never indulged in lawbreaking.
Superman doesn't suspect his best friend is funding the insurgency.
He and Superman were always friends. He wasn't a megalomaniac. He was as good as a billionaire could possibly be. When Superman began his regime, Lex became a double agent, teaming up with Batman to bring the Earth Prime heroes to their world. And it's quite a drastic difference between the two worlds prior to the Joker event, as the Prime Earth Luthor in the game is still the version we know and love.
I can see the headlines. Justice League fails, clown kills millions.
You gave him a nuke?
Most of the League dies, and Superman's beloved city is vaporized. I console the masses by offering to rebuild it in my own image of...
He was done.
As evil as can be. This also means that the Injustice Superman likely never had an arch enemy. He never had to constantly look over his shoulder for the second most powerful man in Metropolis trying to poison him with kryptonite or something. This clearly establishes this is not a Clark Kent we've ever seen before. Not Christopher Reeve, not Superman the Animated Series, not Smallville. Something else I've seen some misrepresentations or misconceptions of is why the Superman of the Injustice world went down such a dark path. I've seen some people say, well, if Superman lost Lois Lane, he'd be depressed for a while, but he'd find a way to persevere and move on. Here's the problem. Injustice Superman didn't just lose Lois Lane. He lost a pregnant Lois Lane. A pregnant Lois Lane who he was tricked into killing by the Joker. A pregnant Lois Lane who had a nuclear bomb attached to her heart. A bomb whose explosion killed 8 million people in Metropolis. Metropolis's population is usually 11 to 12 million people. So, best case scenario, 2/3 of the city died with the pregnant Lois Lane. The city Superman is sworn to protect, and yes, the Daily Planet and its surroundings were a part of the explosion. But don't worry though, the bomb didn't kill Jimmy Olsen. No, he died prior to it. In the hands of the Joker. Imagine, for a second, you go make a life for yourself. You make the same trip to work every day. Eat at the same places. Your co-workers are your best friends. You remember everyone you ever met. You get married with a kid on the way. And in one fell swoop, all of that is taken away from you. Everyone you saw every day is now gone. And it's all your fault. Because you and your friends kept giving the wrong people second chances.
You think you can have a family, that locking me up will magically reform me. And they'll be safe. So big, so dumb.
If that's not enough to break somebody, I don't know what is. An interesting thing to know is that on the Prime Earth, Lex gives Joker the nuke. But we don't know where he got it from in the Injustice universe. Not in the game anyway.
The nuke, where'd you get it? What, you want one? Copy that.
So the question does arise, would Earth Prime Superman have become a dictator? Well, here's his answer.
He was right, you know. About what? Put in the same position, I might have done the same thing. We never know what we're truly capable of.
The only other answer we get is the disgust that he has for his Injustice counterpart.
I am this world's savior. I protect it. That's what's happening out there? Protection? Disobedient children will be punished. Children? We're not gods. We don't decide who lives and who dies.
The decision is mine! It became mine when Joker turned me into a weapon of mass destruction!
I know what you lost.
And you judge me?
There's also this cutscene when you finish the battle mode thingy.
Though pleased with the outcome, Superman's battle with his duplicate left him troubled. If one Superman could go so far astray, why not another? Preventative measures were in order. After much discussion with his fellow Justice Leaguers, Superman ingested a remote-release kryptonite capsule. At any sign of instability, the kryptonite would permeate his body, killing him.
It's similar to Earth Prime Wonder Woman, who was angered by her counterpart's decision to fan the flames of Clark's grief and turn him into a monster.
Diana, your army will stand down. They will not abet Superman's madness. You stain Amazon honor. We are to temper man's aggression, not enable it. After Metropolis, Superman showed me the truth. Man's aggression cannot be tempered, only quelled. Slaughter the innocent? As Zeus fooled Hippolyta, Superman beguiles you.
I didn't mention Injustice Wonder Woman in this video, but she's not a character who clearly had a different mindset and experiences prior to the Joker incident, although it's never explored. Her personality and the personality of her other self simply do not match.
Hold, my sisters, hold! We are to unite the world people. Lessen man's rages, overcome them with compassion and love. She has enabled one man to inflict his rage on an entire planet. Let him be consumed by his darkest passions, rather than extricate him from despair.
In conclusion, Shazam is a teenager. The real Shazam is alive and well, and the real Superman spends most of the game trying to reach his friends, who have been mysteriously teleported to another world. Actually, there is one more thing. Why didn't the other Leaguers stand up for Shazam? Why didn't they fight for him? Because they're afraid of Superman. It's mentioned prior that he killed Green Arrow for trying to do exactly what Billy was doing.
Superman was vulnerable, probably for the first time in his life.
His fear won out.
Green Arrow died trying to explain that to him.
And this isn't just Superman, this is a Superman who's okay with killing, who has Doomsday under his control. That's not someone you just stand up to unless you are ready to die. That's all. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye.